There are many different worlds we encounter in the Legend of Zelda series. Link has been to many parallel worlds on his many different adventures. These worlds all have their own properties that make them unique. Some of these worlds are temporary, while others have their own history. Which worlds are considered parallel worlds? Is there a way to travel to these worlds? Who knows how to travel dimensions? I am Moxie, and this is Heavy Speculation. The following theories will definitely be more crackpot. As per the title of the series, sometimes there won't be a ton of evidence. However, I feel like the Zelda community needs more crazy theories to add to the conversations. This is the third video in the series with many more to come. If you are interested in more fun speculative Zelda theories, consider subscribing. It's free and it helps a ton. Let's get started. The Legend of Zelda has a network of confusing worlds on page 28 of the Zelda Encyclopedia. This chart will be a reference of the parallel worlds in the Zelda universe. The places that appear in white are referred to as parallel worlds, while the places in black are referred to as kingdom. The heavens is a higher plane of existence and is connected to Hyrule and the land of spirits of good. The golden goddesses most likely reside here, and not much else is known about this place. Quote, "The Dark World is a kind of second Hyrule, born of Ganon's avarice. A mirror that reflects a world full of gloom and despair, standing in opposition to all that is good. The Dark World is a corrupted incarnation of the Sacred Realm. In Ocarina of Time, Ganondorf entered the Sacred Realm, obtaining the Triforce of Power. This resulted in the transformation of the Sacred Realm into the Dark World. If Ganondorf defeats the Hero of Time, he is sealed inside the Dark World by the Seven Sages. During the Imprisoning War, the seal on the Dark World started to weaken. The people who sought the Triforce would go into this world and turn into monsters. The King of Hyrule ordered the Seven Sages to seal the Dark World again. The battles to protect the sages came to be known as the Imprisoning War. In A Link to the Past, Aghanim began capturing the descendants of the sages. He used the descendants' power to weaken the seal to the Dark World. The final maiden, Princess Zelda, sends a plea to Link. He is eventually able to capture Zelda and send her to the Dark World, which breaks the Seven Sages' seal. Aghanim does the same to Link. Atop the Pyramid of Power in the Dark World, Link is prompted to save the Seven Sages. He is destined to defeat Ganon, and faces him at the Pyramid of Power. After the battle is over, Link uses the Triforce to restore the Sacred Realm. The Twilight Realm is a world of shadows and perpetual twilight. It was created when the light spirits were sent to the Sacred Realm to stop the usurpers. They ultimately banished the interlopers using the Mirror of Twilight. The only source of light comes from two orbs called souls. Souls are normally on display in the Palace Shrine, near the Palace of Twilight. This place is the home of the Twilight, descendants of the interlopers. According to Hyrule Historia, quote, Ganondorf was sent to the Twilight Realm. There, the Demon King granted the ambitious Zant magical powers and began plotting to unite the Light World and the Twilight Realm into a single world called the Dark Realm. The Oracle of Seasons takes place in Holodrum, where the Onyx wants to create chaos. General Onyx imprisons Din, which causes the seasons to change erratically. This place is governed by the four seasons. Below this place is a subterranean world called Subrosa. Link is personally asked by the Triforce to accept a quest. With a flash of light, he is transported to Holodrum. This is similar to the game's counterpart, Oracle of Ages. According to the Encyclopedia, quote, Link was transported to the land of Labrynna by the Triforce. This land has a deep connection to the flows of time, and is referred to as the Domain of Time. It is home to the Guardian of the Flows of Time, the Oracle of Ages, Labrynnians, Zora, and Gorons, and they all share a republic here. Link is in a shipwreck and ends up on Koholint Island. There are many residents, and Link is physically interacting with this place. He collects the instruments by defeating the major dungeons and wakes up the windfish. But, quote, the world was an illusion. It is an illusionary place, and yet, still, Malon turns into a bird. This suggests it may have been a physical place, even if it was brief. The world of the Ocean King looks similar to the Great Sea. Quote, our world? So what is the world that we're in now? What is this place? It neighbors the Great Sea and is connected by water. There are 16 distinctly different islands than those seen in Wind Waker. Since Link still has the hourglass, this also suggests that this is a physical place, even if for a brief period. r/Zelda Discord says, another world is all we know. Onuma refers to it as the neighboring sea. Quote, the world of the Ocean King, though in another realm, appears very much like the Great Sea of Link's world. Quote, the Great Sea is connected to the neighboring world of the Ocean King by water, and on the same page is listed as a parallel world. All very confusing. Since we are speculating, we will add this to the list of parallel worlds. There is little known about the Minish World, also referred to as the Picori World. It is connected to Hyrule by the mystical Minish door, which only opens every 100 years during the Picori Festival. Inside, there is an elemental sanctuary where the Picori blade is kept. This is also possibly where the light force originated. At the beginning of Majora's Mask, Link travels to the parallel world of Termina. He goes through a tree and falls off a ledge. There are some crazy, trippy hallucinations, man. This is the transition that takes Link into Termina. We know this is not Hyrule anymore from the in-game dialogue from Andrew's mother. Quote, the imp was frightened and saddened. He had lost all of his old friends. The imp returned to the heavens and harmony was restored. The Encyclopedia also states, quote, the entrance to the parallel world is deep in a forest in Hyrule and leads to Clocktown, Termina's central hub. Link is coming from Hyrule to Termina by means of this tree. In the Stone Tower Temple, there is a portal that shimmers with a rainbow light. This portal takes Link to a desert where he fights the final boss. There is a theory out by Monster Maze on this topic. He speculates that the portal takes you back to Hyrule. Now, this is a great theory, and it provoked much more thought. This portal is not how Link travels to Termina. We know this from the beginning of the game. It is a different visual effect than what happens when Link takes the portal. What if this portal is hinting at something potentially much more than just Hyrule? Let's go back to the chart in the encyclopedia. There are 8 different parallel worlds in the series. The Minish World, Holodrum, Labrynna, Koholint Island, the Twilight Realm, the Dark World, the world of the Ocean King, and Termina. There are 7 different portal-like structures found in Termina. Look, I might be looking way too deep into the moon, but why not? At the end of the game, the room Link fights Majora in is peculiar. There are 6 different circles on the walls around him. They have the same rainbow sparkles. They look like the doors are shut as there is no light pouring through them. Who knows about Termina? Link, Skull Kid, and the Happy Mask Salesman. In Ocarina of Time, the Happy Mask Salesman opens a shop in Castletown. It is only open for a short period of time, until Ganondorf takes control of Hyrule Castle. Presumably, when he closes up shop, he leaves Hyrule to travel to Termina. As he is walking through the Lost Woods, he is ambushed by the Skull Kid. Majora's Mask is stolen and corrupts Skull Kid. Recovering the mask becomes one of the main quest lines. Once the mask is returned, he continues on his travels. It is important to note, the salesman says he is traveling more than once in Majora's Mask. And it is very important that he continues his travels on a timely schedule. Where is he going? He is traveling to Labrynna, one of the parallel worlds, and opens up shop there. Clearly, he came here from Termina. Majora's Mask takes place in the child's timeline, while Oracle of Ages takes place in the hero is defeated timeline. It has always felt like the Happy Mask salesman knows more than he lets on. The Lost Woods is called the Lost Woods because people get lost there. They can turn into Stalfos, a Skull Kid, or a Deku Scrub. Clearly he knows how to navigate the Lost Woods without becoming lost. The salesman also knows where the entrance to Termina is, as he is waiting on the other side of the entrance when Link arrives in Termina. Then he travels to the parallel world of Labrynna from Termina. There must be a mode of transportation through Termina, again, because he reiterates he is traveling in Majora's Mask over and over. So essentially, Termina is the terminal from which to travel. Once at the terminal, one is able to access all 7 parallel worlds. It would provide a separate entrance to the worlds, such as the Minish Realm. It's only open every 100 years. The Twilight Realm only has one Mirror of Twilight. A backup pocket realm dimension within the Lost Woods would allow people with the knowledge of its existence to travel through it. Taking this theory a step further, let's look at the Sheikah. The Sheikah are tasked with protecting the realm by Hylia. So, what if the Sheikah can use this realm to travel from dimension to dimension as needed? Since time is a major mechanic of this dimension, they could possibly control Termina's place in time and then enter a realm. They have only appeared in games that take place in Hyrule though, aside from Twilight Princess, which features the Twilight Realm. There are implications they have visited this place, as their influence is seen in the architecture. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this theory, like and scribble to make the algorithm gods happy. I'll see you in the next one.